Hey, Bulls and Bears YouTube family, it is Monday, January 24th, 2022. If today doesn't convince you that there's a plunge protection team, I'm not sure what's going to convince you. We had over 1,000 point swing on the Dow Jones. We're going to talk about that, and I've got some other very important economic news that we really need to talk about today. So let's start right here. And this is the Dow Jones. Now we started very volatile today with a big drop. And let's just go to a one-day chart here. We were as low as 33,184, ended up the day at 34,364. Folks, that is a swing of over 1,000 points. So who can tell me why things changed so quickly? So first of all, we had a sell-off. Obviously, investors were scared. What happened at between 12 and 1 o'clock where everybody said, okay, we're no longer scared. Nothing that we were scared about scares us anymore. Now we're going to go ahead and buy the dip, and we're going to buy it and take it to 1,000 points higher. Did good news come out midday? Did any of the scares that scared people to begin with get fixed? The health crisis, rising interest rates. Did the money creators come out and say we decided not to raise interest rates? Well, no, none of that happened. But yet there was this miraculous recovery in the markets. So from what I can see, plunge protection team activated and in a very big way. The question is, will they continue to push these markets to new all-time highs? Will they let it drop? Well, it's anybody's guess. If you work for the PPT, the Plunge Protection Team, please let me know down in comments and please tell us what's going on. Now, regardless of what's going to happen with the markets, people, the average consumer this year, the average American is going to get chewed up by rising prices, rising cost of living, more shortages, more supply chain issues. All right, now maybe this health crisis will clear up and go away. I kind of doubt it, but let's take a look at some information here. And this one is out of the journal. Surging food prices turn more shoppers into bargain hunters. So more people are buying groceries in bulk and switching to less costly store brands. Do any of you remember the generic brands? They had like black and white labels. I forgot all about generic brands. I have not seen them for sale here in California. Maybe they're still for sale in some parts of the country. Let me pull up a picture on these. All right, so they looked something like this. It was just basically a white label with just black and white print on the front. So yeah, more people are going to be looking for bargains, more store brands, more generic food if they even sell it. All right, and here's another one. Instead of Rice Krispies, people are going to be buying more crispy rice. So they flip-flop the name a little bit. And I'm sure it tastes pretty similar. Maybe not. But yeah, people are going to be going to more generic food. And it gets even crazier. Take a look at this. There are some countries, because of the rising food prices, are going more towards alligator and crocodile meat to replace pork. Now, let's bring it back here to the USA. Florida is proposing 24-hour alligator hunting. Is that because the price of food is too high? Here's a Post article. Florida proposing 24-hour hunting for alligators. Alligators typically more active at night, which makes it prime time to hunt. So maybe if you're unemployed and hungry, you can't afford food. Now, I think stories like this are just going to be the tip of the iceberg, because as food prices continue to rise, and they will, more people are going to be desperate, starving, so you better learn how to hunt, you better learn how to fish, and if you don't live in an area where you can hunt and fish, you might want to move to an area where you can hunt and fish, because as things continue to evolve and get worse, you're going to see not just more rising prices, but more empty shelves. Now, the scary thing is that over in Asia, they're talking about pulling back on exports. So, unfortunately, here in America, we depend on a lot of our food being imported. In fact, take a look at this article right here. A lot of food that we have here in the U.S. is imported. And in fact, certain types of food like fruit, which is pointed out here in this article, fruit we mostly import. So even though we're capable, perfectly capable of growing food here, because we've turned into a consumer nation where there's more people typing on keyboards versus people growing food, this is going to get really, really bad. Other countries, including over in Asia, they're talking about exporting less. And we're at the mercy of a lot of these other countries now, not just for food, but for a lot of items, as most of you know. And we talked a few months ago about how more people were deer hunting now to try to keep up with the rising cost of food, or to try to help getting food on people's tables, including donating deer meat to food banks. So what I think is coming here is going to be reminiscent of the Great Depression, not exactly like that. Of course, we're still going to have digital phones and things like that, but as far as people go, being able to survive, you're going to need more real life skills, and you're going to need to be more self-sufficient. And that includes hunting and fishing and trying to get your own food. Maybe you'll be killing alligators down in Florida. Maybe you'll be hunting deer. Who knows? But whatever it is you can do on your own, maybe growing more food, that's going to be beneficial to you in the times that we're headed into here. And I think especially in the later half of 2022, you're going to start seeing things evolve. It's going to be pretty scary, what's going to happen to some people. Why do I talk about this? This is an economic financial channel because this has to do with your budget, with your finances. When food is double, triple, quadruple, who knows where this is going to go. Your household budget could get squeezed very quickly, even with something like food. And also I like to stress, the importance and balance. So what good is investing? And you can look at your phone and see maybe your 401k went up because of the Plunge protection team today. Maybe other digital assets will go back up, whatever your investments are. But if you don't have the basics, food, water, if you don't have a way to keep yourself warm, what if the cost of heating oil doubles, triples, quadruples? This could be some pretty hectic times that we're headed into. And if any of you see any good news that's going to make things get easier for the average person, please let us know down below. And I honestly try to find good news to report on for everyone here. I don't like to just bring you scary news or concerns that I have. We talk about good news every now and then. For example, Bank of America waiving overdraft fees, Wells Fargo waiving overdraft fees. Is that going to be enough to help people? Enough with what's coming? It might help a little bit, but there's a lot of bigger problems on the horizon as far as I can see. And I still believe that gold and silver, metals, especially silver, are going to skyrocket at some point here once it's unleashed. Once the beatdown is pulled back, this is gonna skyrocket. Especially silver is gonna skyrocket, in my opinion. Still, what I continue to accumulate here. But we're gonna wrap this one up here. Big love. Stay safe, everybody. Bye for now. Peace.